Here we have a new 2026 Chevrolet Silverado 1500. This one's a crew cab, comes in the RST trim level in black, and then we have jet black leather interior since this one has the leather package on it. Powertrain consists of a 5.3 liter naturally aspirated V8 engine, and that's made it to a 10-speed automatic transmission. As we come around to the front end here, love the front faces of the RST. Everything's blacked out. LED headlamps along with the LED daytime running lights and LED fog lights. And it's just, it's a bad looking truck, specifically in this black here. Just, again, the RST gets the black badging. You've got these black wheels that are coming up, black interior, love it. Now again, these are gloss black, but these are gonna be 20-inch aluminum wheels. Running boards are there, past the keyless entry on the front, and into the door panel, power door lock controls. One touch up and down on the driver's side window, express down on the other 3 doors, rear window lock here, power mirror controls, and we do get blind spot monitors here. Bose sound system, electronic parking brake. We have full 4-wheel drive. We can go through our drive modes here, headlamp controls, and then we have the pedals as well as the hood release here. We get a manual tilt telescoping steering wheel, and then here's the power driver's seat with 2-way power lumbar support. But I want to give a huge thanks to Chevrolet Buick GMC of Murfreesboro for allowing me to review this truck today. I'll leave a link below in the description. But if you're looking to find the best price on one of these new, hit that second link down below. Takes just a minute to fill out your info. I'll make sure your local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. But this one is spec'd out very nicely. I really like how this one was done. We get the RST All-Star Premium Package, which is not cheap, but you get so many of the options that I would want on my truck. And then you get that Z71 package. You have the option for the V8. And again, I just love how it's spec'd out, and $66,885 because you get a few discounts. So highly recommend this trim truck, even over the LT. I just reviewed one of those and that one was 60 something, but we had cloth seats and had a center console and all that. But again, how this one is spec'd out, I absolutely love it. But I have the seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs, but sitting behind myself, of course. Fantastic space back here. We have the rear AC vents, USB-C, USB-A port there. And then here's a look at the front from back here. This one does have the optional power sunroof as well, LED lights. And again, I love how this one is spec compared to the LT I just did. It's unbelievable. Now child locks are here, lock, unlock there. We can lift this seat up for storage. And then you also have the in-seat storage as well. Fuel filler there. And then as we come around to the back end, LED tail lamps. Now the backup lights on one of the other lights is not LED, but not a huge deal there. Now with the Z71 package, we get the integrated exhaust, dual exhaust on the bumper. And then we have the spare tire, tow hitch. And then the bed liner here, 120 volt 3-prong household plug-in. Now as we come around to the rear side, I'm just gonna show you lower anchors right here for the car seats. And then if you need the top tether, go ahead and grab behind here, and there's your strap there. And then manual front passenger seat 4-way right there. Top pocket, and then our traditional glove compartment down below that you can lock. Now as we come back around to the front end, quick look in the engine bay, and there's the 5.3 V8. But next, let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat. Actually, before we do that, let me show off the blinkers. So love that the blinkers are LED there. And then we have the LEDs up front. Now these in the side mirrors, you can turn those on or off just for lighting purposes. Let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat now. Leather wrap steering wheel, feels good. There's the horn. Now over to the radio, we do get AM, FM, XM along with Bluetooth, wireless CarPlay, Android Auto compatibility. Since we get the Google Assistant system, we get Google News, Google Maps, Play Store, and then we have dual zone automatic climate controls. We can either use the screen to adjust those, or we have buttons and knobs down below. 3-stage heated seats as well. USB-A, USB-C duo there for charging, and then you have a trailer brake controller here. Now your vehicle settings include rear seat reminder, buckle to drive, and then we also have teen driver. And if you want to change your language, system settings, then you have 3 options to choose from there. Now for the cameras, backup cameras there, guidelines follow you as you turn the steering wheel. You have the front camera as well, curbside view, and then you can fool with the guidelines as well. And then down here, lane keeping system, parking sensors, auto stop toggle. We can release the tailgate there, hazards, traction control, downhill brake control, roll all the windows down here. And then you have a volume knob here you can click to mute. And then you have a home button that you can always push if you get lost in the settings for whatever reason. A little storage up here as well if you want to lay something there. I don't know what you put there, maybe change or whatever. But whatever's on the USB port, you can lay right here in this big storage area, or even right here in the middle. Bottle holders are here. And then to put the vehicle in gear, push this button on the side, pull down for drive. You can let off and tap for the limiter, pull up for neutral, then hit the button again, pull all the way up for reverse, press P for park there. In the center console cubby space, we have a wireless charging pad, 3-prong household plug-in, then a USB-C and USB-A duo that actually go directly to the radio if you need that, and a removable tray here as well. Now up here, we have our garage door transmitter, controls for the sunroof, then controls for the power sliding rear window, as well as the LED lights and the OnStar here, but I'll show you how these work right now. So we can tilt again, or one touch slide that roof all the way back behind the cover there, and then one touch close it, and then we can hold this button to slide that rear window. Vanity mirror here. I'm gonna cut the AC down a little bit, and then back to the steering wheel, blinkers, your auto high beam toggles there, fluid for the windshield, then we have our intermittent wipers there, and then one time there. And then again, while you're in the low gear, you can use the limiter here, and then it'll show you what gear you're in that bottom right hand corner when using that limiter. But behind the steering wheel on the left side, we can toggle track list or radio station presets depending on what audio source we're in. And then behind on the right side, volume up and volume down. This does have adaptive cruise control, so turn that on. Hold this cancel button to go between adaptive and regular, and then you can adjust the speed here, gap adjust for the adaptive cruise, and the forward collision alert there, heated steering wheel toggle, and then mute, voice recognition. You can use these arrows and this scroll bar to go through all of your options in the middle of the gauge cluster here. So we can scroll through all those options, and then you can go to the actual options or settings there and scroll down. You can adjust what's in the gauges as well as your units of measurement if you want to go from US to metric. But it's pretty configurable, which I like about it. And then push button start. Finally, here's the key fob with remote start. But next, let's go ahead and take this 2026 Silverado 1500 RST with the 5.3 V8 out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in the Silverado here, nice strong 5.3 V8. Again, it's optional on the RST, LT. Most of the trims, you know, the standard Turbo Max is what's available. And you have to pay extra for the 5.3, the 6.2, or sometimes the Duramax gets you a discount, but that's the second McLaren 720 I've seen today. That's crazy. There's another McLaren right there. But I like the Turbo Max. I like how it gets up. It's very fun to drive, but for a lot of people, they just want that V8 for towing purposes, things of that nature. But here we go. So didn't have space to really give it something without stopping traffic. Hopefully I can get people out of my way and give it a good pull. We'll do it from 50 to 80. Here we go. Well, not quite 80. But I mean, the power there is really good. It's very easy to get this thing going. A nice roar from the dual exhaust. And you can kind of hear the wind noise there, the road noise. Not really noticeable, not bad. But it's not a Mercedes, just keep that in mind. And it is pretty windy right now as clouds are rolling in and out. But I just like how easy this truck is to drive. Relatively thirsty, but it's a pickup truck. So I mean, it's really not bad at all when it comes to that. You're getting 16 city, 20 highway with this setup, which I think the city mileage is pretty good, but you do get help from the auto stop there. Now I want to give a big thanks to Chevrolet Buick GMC of Murfreesboro for allowing me to review this truck today. I'll leave a link below in the description. If you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information. I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. Now I do think this is the best trim to get if you're willing to pay that $5 to $6 grand for the options. I think it's very, very important. This RST looks great, feels great behind the wheel. Like having the V8. Again, me personally, I'd probably go with the Turbo Max, but I mean, you can get a good solid truck for 67 grand sticker price. And I know that seems expensive now, but comparing that to an LT or even a high country, you feel like you're paying a bit too much. But with this RST being blacked out, having the leather package, having the sunroof, the Z71 package, this is, I think, the perfect way to equip a pickup truck. Specifically a GM, because the RST I think is the best looking trim. Again, especially with everything being blacked out. Love having the blacked out badges, but then the options on this one are good as well. The only thing that I wish I could have on this is ventilated seats, but for everything else, I'd skip that on the high country or the LTZ just to be in this price point and to have the truck equipped the way that it is. I think the Z71 is, again, a nice option to have. This All-Star Edition Plus is fantastic. Getting the power sliding rear window, the universal home remote, a ton of other options. And then for me, the adaptive cruise control is a huge plus as well. Gotta have that. And I've said this before, but I really need GM to put lane centering on these vehicles, even if you can't put Super Cruise, because this would be a no-brainer for me if I was able to have the same driving suite that I can get with an F-150 having Blue Cruise or a Tundra having the safety suite there. It's just, it would make a huge difference if I could have lane centering and adaptive cruise here for those longer road trips or even just for shorter commutes, so it takes more stress off of me while I'm driving. But other than that, really nothing I can complain about with this truck. Looks good, feels good, tons of options on this one. But with all that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2026 Chevy Silverado 1500 RST.